US lawmakers demand sanctions for Miyetti Filanu militias over alleged religious binds in Nigeria. The United States House of Representatives has called on the Department of State and Treasury to impose targeted sanctions on some Nigerian groups, including the Miyetti Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria and Miyetti Kautaho, over alleged complicity in religious violence in Nigeria. This was contained in a resolution introduced before the U.S. House on Tuesday and seen on the U.S. Congress website on Wednesday. Filed as H.Res.A60 in the 119th Congress, the resolution submitted by Representative Christopher Smith with Representative Paul Hozenga as a co-sponsor commends President Donald Trump for redesignating Nigeria as a country of particular concern. The sponsors decried the alleged worsening persecution of Christians and other religious minorities, Punch reports. They cited a catalogue of findings and reports that informed the measure, including media accounts and NGO data alleging large-scale attacks on civilians, destruction of places of worship, and a pattern of impunity. The resolution reads in part, for over a decade, Islamic terror organizations have carried out mass murder, rape, kidnappings, and other atrocities targeting mostly Nigerian Christians and non-Filanu moderate Muslim population. Yes, that's true. Resulting in mass displacement and destruction of places of worship. Prominent Christians and Muslim leaders have been kidnapped or assassinated, including priests, pastors, and imams who advocate for religious tolerance. I don't think they've kidnapped any imam before. I don't think so. Don't add that. Religious leaders such as Father Remedios Iyula and Bishop Wilfred Anabe, who testified on March 12, 2025 at a hearing of the House Foreign Affairs Committee about the persecution and targeted minds of Christians in the Diocese of Makurdi, have faced intimidation, threats, and harassment from both extremist groups and government authorities. Supporters of the measure argue that the CPC redesignation would strengthen diplomatic leverage to press Nigeria for accountability and protection of religious minorities. The designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern will enhance diplomatic efforts to encourage the Nigerian government to take necessary actions to protect religious minorities and uphold fundamental human rights, they said. They therefore moved that President Donald Trump acted appropriately and decisively to designate Nigeria as a CPC and hold the Nigerian government accountable for its complicity in religious persecution by radical Islamists such as Boko Haram and Fulani terrorists. The State Department should provide immediate humanitarian assistance directly to faith-based groups to support internally displaced people in Nigeria's Middle Belt states. The United States, through the Department of State and Department of Treasury, should impose targeted sanctions including visa bans and asset freezes under the Global Magnitsky Framework and other restrictive measures on individuals and entities responsible for severe violations of religious freedom in Nigeria, including sanctions against Miyetti Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MAGBAN, and Miyetti Kautaho. So we have two Miyetti group now, no be small thing. And should place Fulani ethnic militias operating in Benue and Plateau states on the entities of particular concern list under the International Religious Freedom Act. The resolution read, the resolution also asks the U.S. to justify the purposes and amount of recent security and development assistance to Nigeria and to tie future support to improved human rights outcomes. The resolution was referred to the House Foreign Affairs Committee and the Judiciary Committee for further consideration. Meanwhile, the Nigerian government has told U.S. President Donald Trump to respect Nigeria's sovereignty, which was sovereignty, and stay away from any plans to deploy American troops to its territory. They will not stay away. They will not stay away. Whether you like it or not, they must come here and resolve this matter on ground. Johnny Hodges says, everybody go chop breakfast. I beg that senator that was asking Akpabio, who is Trump, who needs to submit his name to U.S. lawmaker. I want to confirm something. Ashina says, the new service chief go be like, these people don't set me up, no be small thing. Annan says, chief negotiator and Nigeria defense, over to you. Una go defend tire, don't mind them. John Amos says, according to our government, they are not terrorists. Anytime they strike, they will name it farmers and others clash. Don't mind them. Don't mind them. Harry Young says, when Commander-in-Chief meets Comedian-in-Chief. Wait, is Trump aware that our president is called Jagaban? I'm sure they must have already done their findings. Dauda Inosa says, one extremist was telling me he heard they don't resolve the matter. I said, yes, they don't resolve to arrive next week. I thought in Nigeria that can sweep everything under the carpet. Don't mind them. Ibrahim Ali says, US should pass the bill that, like Nigerian president passing the bill to declare state of emergency in Rivers State. No wasting of time. Joyo says, as of January this year, then they tell me say na Nigeria and Trump won't end this year. I for no believe. Odota says, is that Americans even know what is going on? Of course they do. Every part of the world, they know what is going on. Even Canada is talking about it. Of course they do. More than the Nigerian government, yes, they do. Our government, they don't care. They don't care what is going on with us. So they don't care if anybody buys. It's not their business. But the US government, of course they know. Someone says this would have been the best approach, and I bet you if Trump had started it this way, it would have received the widespread acceptance. Mama says, Trump, I have 4 words for you since I know you are watching. Turn your volume up. What was that? Well, everybody said, what about IPOB and unknown government? Which IPOB and unknown government? I beg. Agupolam says, let them just recognize the state of Biafra. Case closed. Atwan Kedi says, I was totally convinced that this Trump coming back to White House, he must remember Nigeria. It's God that orchestrated it. So let's just thank God for that. Chidi says, just one text message from Trump. Nigeria Army and police are now active. Very active. Oh. Very active. Chikuma says, thank you, sir. You are welcome to Nigeria immediately. Richman says, Nigeria is like a sports ceiling fan repaired by an acquired bomb electrician. If you own it, you'll be hearing, what's that? It's not even funny. Klaus says, Gumi will be peeing on his boxers right now. That man, he's not peeing on his boxers. That man he's not even afraid to show himself as a terrorist. He's not afraid to let the world know that he's the one behind this terrorism thing. He's not hiding it. He's not being on his body. Evangelist Mike says, that's why I'm awake now. I'm waiting for the US Army to welcome them. Maclaw says, bam, they can run, but they cannot hide. Itum also says, this one suits me. They should also ask Sheyi Gomi, their commander-in-chief. Yes, he's their Oga. He's their boss. He knows a lot. That man, he knows a lot. As I say, what I want to hear is that they are already in our airspace. Abi, Guston says, America get the full data. Full data, of course. They don't joke now. They are a serious country. My listeners, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.